So the story that I think I'm going to tell you today is about getting a job in the museum sector. So it's not that many jobs. There's a lot more graduates than there are jobs. Although museum studies isn't a very popular course, there are still more than one than the other. So I finished university in Portsmouth in 2011 and I moved back in with my parents, and there was probably about five or six years when I was working retail in Primark on the weekends and going all over, most Sussex and a bit of London, doing volunteering work in the week. And then I remember one night when my mum's going, "Are you ever going to have a career like over dinner?" And I'm like, "Mum, I'm eating, I don't want to discuss my career." And I think that day I'd signed up to do be a blog poster at a conference, and I was just like, yes, I'm doing this and I'm doing these other things, and they're all going to slot in it sooner or later, and it will all make sense. And they didn't initially. They don't slot together as quickly as you think they're going to slot, or you want them to slot together. And I remember my friends, one of my best friends was just like, "You're not going to get this job you want, you need to find something else." And I'm like, "No, I am." And that was kind of almost more, provoking than it was getting me to step back. I think I went home and I was like, "I'm going to do an application right now, show her." There was, hard slogging, going volunteering, front of desk, doing train journeys up to London once a week sort of thing. And then eventually I got a job doing front of house, which was in Brighton. It was near where I lived, and that was great for about 3 weeks. And then I was like, actually doing front of house is quite boring because I've fixed all these audio guides now and there's not much else to do. And I studied for this and I'm not doing my studying to my potential. And then, it was another 2 years, I'd say, when 2017, I got my first job as a collections assistant in a museum. And it was just like, And then there was this new struggle about learning this new job and training somewhere else, and then it's still not, that was only part-time, so it was only 3 days a week, so it wasn't enough to sustain myself. So then I was commuting up to Surrey, and that was a long commute. And then I got a second job also in Surrey, turning one brain off and one brain on in the 10-minute walk between these two offices. What I'm trying to get at is there was the challenge of completing uni, and then that turned into getting a job, and that turned into doing the job. And I always think, it'd be fine when this happens. And then that happens, and it's like 5 new challenges just open up. So now I'm in a job that's one job full-time, but it's quite a low wage, so that's a new challenge. There's always a new challenge that you don't expect to be having. The strength is continuing, is when you're in the pub and your best friend's going, "Are you sure you want to do this? Because you've been going at it for a few years and you're not getting anywhere." The strength is going, "No, this is what I'm doing." When you're on the 7 o'clock train, falling asleep with tea in your lap, that's the strength going, "No, this is what I'm doing. We've gone too far down this road to go back." And I think the strength is keeping going.